He finds a luxury brand watch on the beach, but when he picks it up, he realizes it's actually a severed arm. The man freezes in shock. As he stands up, he suddenly notices bodies and plane wreckage scattered everywhere around him. Even more terrifying, a plane in the distance is flying straight toward him. He frantically started running away as fast as he could. He hides inside a room and barely survives. To understand how all this happened, we have to go back a few days earlier. Clay and his wife Amanda bring their 2 kids to the coast for a vacation. Their daughter is shocked to see a massive cargo ship heading straight toward the shore. At first, the family doesn't think much of it. Clay assumes there must be a nearby port. But not long after, the ship is suddenly right in front of them. That's when they realize something is seriously wrong. They hurriedly pack up and run toward the other side of the beach. Luckily, the ship eventually stops after getting stuck in the sand. Staff later tell them that multiple ships have run aground nearby. The cause appears to be a failure in navigation systems. After returning to the villa, Amanda realizes the internet is no longer working. After dinner, the kids go to bed early because there's no internet. Just as the couple was about to have a drink, there was a sudden, urgent knocking at the door. Clay opens the door, confused. Standing outside are a man and a woman. The man introduces himself as George and claims he knows Amanda. He says Amanda rented a villa online a few days ago, and he is actually the owner of that house. George and his daughter had to seek help because of the internet and power outages in the city center. Clay kindly agrees to let them stay, but Amanda feels uneasy.
I'm sorry. I don't feel comfortable staying in a house with people I don't know.
But George offered to give them a refund. After that, everyone seemed to let their guard down. That night, George makes cocktails for everyone. After drinking one, Clay praises his skills, but Amanda still can't fully relax. She asks to see George's ID. George checks his pockets but realizes his wallet is missing. He hurriedly explains that he probably left it at home. This only makes Amanda even more suspicious. Suddenly, a piercing, unbearable sound fills the air.
This is a national emergency. All radio stations and televisions will cease their programs during this alert. This is a national emergency.
That's when they realize the situation may be far worse than they imagined. The next day, Amanda receives several mysterious messages. The messages claim that hackers are behind the power and internet outage. But when Clay picks up the phone, the messages suddenly disappear. Amanda quickly takes the phone back, only to find that all the content is completely gone. To figure out what's going on, Clay decides to head into the city. On the way, he encounters a drone spraying red smoke. Clay immediately tries to turn around and leave, but he's quickly chased by a plane behind him. That's when he realizes the red smoke is actually scattering red flyers. Meanwhile, George is driving along the coast and notices something strange. The beach is covered with bodies and plane wreckage. He even witnesses a plane crashing directly onto the sand. They rush back home and tell everyone what they saw. George suspects that damaged satellites caused radar failures, leading planes to lose control and crash. Clay then takes out a red paper covered in Arabic writing. Only his son can read it, and it says, "The end of the world." At that moment, the family decides they have to escape. But on the road, hundreds of smart cars suddenly shut down, blocking the highway. Some cars even start crashing toward them one after another. With no other choice, they return to the villa. That night, a flock of flamingos suddenly flies into the swimming pool. It feels like a sign of something ominous. While everyone else was asleep at night, only Rose was still awake, because she was still thinking about the series finale of Friends.
I think I'm done reading.
The next morning, the older son suddenly vomits blood. Then he realizes his teeth are actually falling out. The sight completely terrifies Amanda. George believes these symptoms may be caused by radiation. They decide to search for anti-radiation medication. But at that moment, Amanda's daughter Rose suddenly goes missing. They decide to split up. Amanda goes to look for Rose, while George takes Clay to search for medicine. Eventually, George brings Clay to a friend's house. But the friend refuses to help. Right now, he only cares about protecting his own family. After George fails to persuade him, Clay offers to buy the medicine with money. But in a crisis like this, money means nothing. The man raises a gun and tells them to leave. Clay keeps begging him desperately. In the end, Clay's desperation moves him. He gives them a bottle of anti-radiation pills. Before they leave, he also reveals the location of a billionaire's bunker. He says it's fully equipped with everything and located nearby. Back in the car, George finally tells Clay his true reason for coming back, because he had also heard about that bunker. Not long ago, an insider told him that this attack was actually planned long in advance. The entire operation is divided into 3 stages. The first stage is cutting off power and internet, paralyzing the city as much as possible. The second stage uses sound waves to create radiation, causing confusion and mental breakdowns. Under fear and pressure, people begin turning on each other. If that succeeds, it moves into the third stage, which is a coup and civil war. Once it reaches that stage, the consequences would be unimaginable. Meanwhile, Amanda and the others are stunned to see a mushroom cloud slowly rising over the city center. A massive explosion echoes across the sky. At this point, it seems the city has already descended into warfare. At the same time, in a large mansion in the suburbs, the glass door at the entrance is smashed. Rose discovers a huge supply of food inside. When she arrived in the basement, she was surprised to find that not only was there electricity, but all the food and supplies were also fully stocked. There's even exercise equipment. It's clear that this is the sanctuary George was looking for. Most importantly, it has a military-grade private network. Rose slowly walks into the living room. There, she also finds a television. The shelves are filled with all kinds of DVDs. And of course, the one she's been dreaming of, Friends. The movie ends here, leaving behind countless mysteries for viewers to speculate about. That's it for today. See you in the next episode.